stimulus and response. Within that space, we discover our ability to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and freedom. Viktor Frankl. In today's constantly changing and fast-paced world, anxiety has become a common companion for many of us. We grapple with persistent worries, fears, and uncertainties as we navigate life's challenges. But what if there's a way to alleviate our anxiety and find inner peace? In this video, we will delve into the ancient wisdom of Stoicism and explore how its teachings can help us find tranquility amid life's chaos. Stoicism, a philosophy originating in ancient Greece and Rome, has endured for nearly 2 millennia, providing enduring guidance and wisdom. At its core, Stoicism emphasizes that while we cannot control external events, we have the power to control our reactions to them. By focusing on what lies within our control, we can nurture inner peace and resilience when facing adversity. Stoicism encourages the cultivation of virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues not only aid us in navigating life's challenges, but are also essential for leading a virtuous and fulfilling life. By adopting a Stoic mindset, we learn to embrace the impermanence of life and the inevitability of change. This acceptance releases us from the grip of anxiety and enables us to greet the present moment with gratitude and serenity. One of the most powerful ways Stoicism helps alleviate anxiety is by urging us to shift our perspective. Instead of being carried away by the whirlwind of our thoughts and emotions, we can learn to take a step back and observe them objectively. Through this practice, we come to realize that our anxiety often arises from our perception of events, rather than the events themselves. This insight empowers us to reframe our thoughts and regain control over our emotional state. Now that we've gained a foundational understanding of Stoicism's potential to alleviate anxiety, let's delve into the wisdom of 3 renowned Stoic philosophers: Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. These great thinkers have left behind a wealth of wisdom that continues to inspire and guide people to this day. Seneca, a Roman statesman, philosopher, and playwright who lived in the 1st century AD, offers profound insights into the human condition and the art of living a meaningful life. His works, including Letters to Lucilius and On the Shortness of Life, teach us to accept life's uncertainties and focus on the cultivation of our inner virtues. Epictetus, a philosopher who lived after Christ, became one of the most influential historical thinkers. His teachings, found in works like Discourses and Enchiridion, emphasize the importance of understanding the difference between what is within our control and what is not. Epictetus encourages us to embrace life's uncertainties and concentrate on nurturing our inner virtues. Last but not least, Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, is perhaps the most well-known Stoic. His book, Meditations, is a collection of personal reflections that offer a glimpse into the life of a great leader who faced the same human emotions and challenges we all encounter. Through his thoughts, we gain a closer look at Stoicism. In this video, we will explore and analyze the top 10 historical quotes from these notable philosophers, which have the power to alleviate anxiety and help us find peace amid life's chaos. While this video may be a bit longer than usual, sticking with it until the end will prove to be worthwhile. But before we embark on this journey, if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing to support our efforts in providing valuable content to this space. Thank you. Lesson 1. We often endure more in our imagination than in reality. This serves as a potent reminder of how our thoughts have the potential to magnify our suffering. Anxiety frequently originates from our minds, fabricating catastrophic scenarios and dreadful outcomes, even though these imagined events seldom materialize. Essentially, our fear and apprehension are amplified by our imagination, leading to unnecessary distress. To grasp this concept better, let's delve into how anxiety functions. When we confront uncertainty or perceive a threat, our brains enter a heightened state of vigilance. This natural response is designed to shield us from danger. However, when our minds interpret threats without a basis in reality, we become ensnared in a cycle of fear and worry. Seneca's quote instructs us to acknowledge the role of our imagination in fueling anxiety, motivating us to challenge ourselves and reframe our thoughts. Instead of being overwhelmed by our fears, we have the option to concentrate on the present moment and the actuality of our circumstances. By doing so, we broaden our perspective and recognize that our anxiety frequently originates from our thoughts rather than being an accurate reflection of reality. Now that we've grasped this concept, let's integrate this historical wisdom into our daily lives. We can employ mindfulness techniques such as meditation or deep breathing exercises to redirect our awareness to the present moment. As we become more cognizant of our thoughts and emotions, we can disrupt the cycle of worry and anxiety, thereby lessening our mental suffering. Lesson 2. The Stoic can experience pain but not suffer from it. Epictetus reminds us that although physical and emotional pain is an inevitable facet of life, our suffering is primarily a matter of choice. This might initially seem counterintuitive, but the essence of this quote lies in the notion that while we cannot entirely evade pain or life's challenges, we retain control over how we respond to them. Frequently, when we confront pain or adversity, our initial reaction is to resist, fight, or lament. These instinctive responses can amplify our suffering and protract our experience of pain. Stoicism teaches us to embrace an alternative approach. Instead of resisting pain, we can accept it as an inherent aspect of life and strive not to suffer because of it. The crux of this shift in perspective hinges on our internal control. While we cannot govern external events, we can manage our responses to them. Once we accept pain as an inevitable facet of the human experience, we commence the process of liberating ourselves from the additional suffering we engender through resistance and lamentation. A practical technique we can employ is Stoic visualization. This involves envisioning in advance scenarios of adversity and contemplating how we would respond with composure and resilience. By doing so, we prepare our minds to confront challenges with a Stoic mindset, thereby diminishing our suffering. Lesson 3. If you find yourself disturbed by an external circumstance, it is not the circumstance itself that agitates you, but rather your own judgment of it. Marcus Aurelius's quote serves as a reminder that our judgments and perceptions can warp our reality. Frequently, we attribute our anxiety to external events or other individuals, when in fact the crux of the issue lies in our interpretation of these events. Our minds exert significant influence over our perception of the world. When we pass judgment or ascribe labels to events as negative or unjust, we construct a narrative that fans the flames of our negative emotions. This narrative is subject to questioning and revision. To apply this lesson in our lives, we can begin by scrutinizing our automatic judgments and assessing whether they are grounded in verifiable facts or tainted by distorted perceptions. Through the scrutiny of our judgments, we can discover more balanced and realistic methods of interpreting events, thereby diminishing the anxiety they might provoke. Lesson 4. The one who seeks to know oneself is unashamed to take a person lacking formal education as their mentor. This quote from Epictetus underscores the significance of self-awareness in the pursuit of inner tranquility. Often, our thoughts and emotions are molded by external influences, such as the opinions of others or societal expectations. However, Stoicism encourages us to become masters of ourselves, gaining knowledge of and control over our minds. Self-awareness encompasses the practice of self-reflection and self-examination. We must probe our values, beliefs, and emotional responses to attain a deeper understanding of our identity and the motivations behind our reactions. Maintaining a self-reflection journal, where we document our thoughts and emotions daily, is a valuable technique. This journal helps us pinpoint patterns in our conduct and comprehend our driving forces. With increased self-awareness, we can make more deliberate decisions and align our actions with our values and objectives. Consequently, this reduces anxiety stemming from uncertainty and inconsistency. Lesson 5. Never tell yourself, "I can't do this," but rather, "I choose not to do this." This quote from Marcus Aurelius accentuates the significance of positive thinking and self-determination. Often our anxiety is exacerbated by negative and self-limiting thoughts that assert our inability to surmount challenges or accomplish our objectives. Stoicism instructs us to cultivate a mindset of determination and resilience. Instead of fixating on our limitations, we should direct our focus toward our abilities and craft positive plans to reach our goals. This doesn't entail disregarding obstacles or difficulties, but confronting them with courage and unwavering resolve. In our everyday lives, we can apply this lesson by engaging in positive self-affirmation. Rather than telling ourselves that we are incapable, we should motivate ourselves to take progressive steps toward our goals, irrespective of the obstacles we may encounter. Through this practice, we can nurture a mindset marked by strength and resilience, thereby mitigating anxiety related to challenges and uncertainties. Lesson 6. Virtue constitutes the soul good. This statement by Seneca underscores the pivotal role of virtues in Stoic philosophy. For Stoics, authentic contentment and inner peace stem from the unwavering cultivation of virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. The pursuit of virtues enables us to lead lives in accordance with our loftiest values, fostering a profound sense of purpose and meaning. When we endeavor to become better individuals, we're not only seeking our personal improvement, but also contributing positively to the world surrounding us. A practical way to put this lesson into action is to set objectives grounded in virtues, rather than being fixated solely on material or external aims. Instead of fervently pursuing wealth, fame, or power, we can aspire to be wiser, more courageous, just, and temperate in our everyday actions. This approach directs us towards a deeper wellspring of contentment and diminishes anxiety related to the ceaseless quest for material accomplishments. Lesson 7. We do not possess ourselves. Our minds and bodies belong to us. This quote from Seneca underscores the significance of acknowledging that we lack absolute control over the external world or the occurrences within it. Nevertheless, we wield the power to govern our own minds and bodies. This implies that, while we may not be able to evade all challenges and adversities, we can choose our reactions to them. One way to apply this lesson is to embrace a mindfulness practice. Mindfulness entails being completely present in the moment, observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment. This empowers us to make deliberate decisions instead of reacting impulsively to situations. By centering our attention on what we can control, our actions, attitudes, and responses, we curtail anxiety linked to the yearning to control what lies beyond our reach. Recognizing that we do not belong to external forces, but that our minds and bodies are under our jurisdiction, can aid us in discovering a sense of inner serenity and resilience in the face of life's uncertainties. Lesson 8. Happiness is attained when you cease waiting for others to change and begin transforming yourself. This quote underscores the importance of taking responsibility for our own happiness. Frequently, we anticipate that others or external circumstances will be the source of our joy, a mindset that can lead to anxiety when these expectations remain unmet. Stoicism instructs us to unearth happiness within ourselves, instead of seeking it externally. Rather than relying on others to alter their ways, we have the option to choose our reactions to people's actions and words. We can adopt a perspective of acceptance and compassion instead of harboring resentment or frustration. Through this shift in thinking, we relinquish the control that others wield over our happiness, fostering greater self-sufficiency and emotional well-being. This reduction in anxiety is associated with the unpredictability of human interactions and grants us a more enduring sense of inner tranquility. Lesson 9. True wealth is not desiring more. This quote by Epictetus underscores the concept that genuine wealth isn't tied to the accumulation of material possessions, but to being content with what we already possess. Often, anxiety stems from the relentless pursuit of more money, more belongings, or more success. Stoicism encourages us to nurture gratitude and contentment with our current possessions, rather than an unending quest for more. This doesn't signify that we should forego having goals or aspirations, but it signifies acknowledging that our happiness isn't solely contingent upon achieving those goals. In our everyday lives, we can put this lesson into practice by regularly engaging in gratitude. Reflecting upon the things for which we are thankful helps us acknowledge and appreciate the blessings already present in our lives. This diminishes anxiety associated with the ceaseless quest for more and enables us to experience a deeper sense of contentment. Lesson 10. You require very little, you need not much. This quote from Seneca underscores the concept that our requirements are often straightforward and unpretentious. The relentless pursuit of more can give rise to anxiety and an overabundance. Stoicism encourages us to streamline our lives and concentrate on the essentials. Instead of encumbering ourselves with material cravings, we can find contentment with less and channel our focus toward what genuinely holds significance, such as relationships, health, and personal growth. We can implement this lesson into our everyday lives by practicing detachment from material possessions and excessive consumerism. By making deliberate decisions concerning how we allocate our time and resources, we can mitigate anxiety linked to financial worries and the aspiration to amass more belongings. If you've reached the end of this video, it signifies your commitment to learning and personal development. Your perseverance in watching until the conclusion demonstrates your resolve to assimilate knowledge and implement it in your life. Keep pursuing wisdom and continue striving to become the finest version of yourself. Remember that learning is an ongoing and fulfilling journey. Please comment, "I am a new version," to indicate that you've reached this point. To recap, Stoicism provides a pragmatic approach to reduce anxiety and discover inner peace. By integrating these lessons into our daily existence, we can gain mastery over our thoughts and emotions, confront pain and adversity with composure, foster self-awareness, establish goals rooted in virtues, practice mindfulness, assume responsibility for our happiness, nurture gratitude, simplify our lives, and place value on what genuinely matters. In doing so, we can live with less anxiety and cultivate a more profound sense of inner tranquility.